One of my biggest worries would be just asking myself if this is something that I can maintain. That's just one thing about being a creative that worries me. People kind of see your skills like they're not valuable. I really want to be financially secure. And saying that, like, I want to be financially secure, but also streaming, it's hard. We are back! This week has honestly been a little hectic. We attended a family reunion this week, and so traveling 6 hours, it drains me. Traveling in general kind of drains me a little bit. It's like once I finally get back home, I need at least a full 24 hours to get back to like reality, because I'm still all over the place. A typical day in the life for me just kind of looks like me trying to wake up early. I got a lot better with that, honestly. Like, I used to wake up early and then I would like snooze until like 11 and then I would get out of bed and it would just kind of like throw off my whole day. But I've gotten so much better. Like, now I actually get up when I'm supposed to, which is like 8 or 9 o'clock. And the first thing I like to do is get my body moving, because one thing about me, if I'm not up moving and I don't get that blood pumping for the day, I'm gonna be a lazy piece of shit for the rest of the day. And I know this about myself. So I have to do something. And usually I'll go for like a run or go for a walk first thing, just to like get myself alert for the day. It's honestly like my brain doesn't even turn on until I get some sort of physical exercise in. After that, I make my coffee. I'm one of those people, like, I need to have my iced coffee or my day is just not gonna go how I want it to go. And then I make myself some breakfast, get some protein in there, shower, brush my teeth, all that good stuff. And then I come back, I journal, and then I kind of just like plan out my day from there.
Hi, my name is Shannyn. I am Shannyn's mom. I work as a healthcare administrator. I work in academic medicine. And I like to read, spend time with family. I like to travel. And I really, really love to shop. Some of the things that I really like about what Shannyn is doing is her passion, her dedication. She's very focused. She is always working. She's very busy. Her dedication to streaming is palpable. Like, I can see it, I can feel it. She has not been this passionate or worked this hard and been this dedicated to any other job. And so, for me, this has been very rewarding to see her really sink her teeth in, put her head down, and stay focused and driven in that area.
I always say that people don't really know everything that goes into streaming. So here's what goes into it. So every time I'm about to do a stream, I write it down on my iPad. Okay, we plan everything out for the month. So for the month of July, I have a whole list of things I'm doing. What day I'm gonna do them, what time I'm gonna do them. So it's all very organized. The month before, I kind of go in on a document and I'm planning out everything. So my schedule, I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So on Monday, I'm doing this thing at this time. Wednesday, I'm doing this thing at this time. And Friday, I'm doing this thing at this time. Pages and top of pages of content ideas that I've written down, that I've planned out, things that I noticed that work and what don't work. Analytics, things I've picked up from studying my analytics. It's a lot that goes into it, and sometimes you can do all this and you can do everything right and the video just doesn't hit for whatever reason, and you have to be okay with that. So like for one of the streams this week, we're doing Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And so I'm just gonna plan everything out right here on my iPad, from like who I want to join me, what we're gonna do, any music we might have on the stream, anything I want to make sure like I say on the stream, any like specific clips I might want to get. I'm just writing everything down so that I have it here and I can go over it with whoever's going to be on the stream, and like that way it's as entertaining as possible and we don't have any like dead air. So dead air on a stream is basically where you're not making any noise, there's nothing currently going on the stream. And you know, that's normal, especially like if you're doing if you're doing something live, but like we want to try to make sure we have none of that, because we want to try to increase our average viewers. Average viewers is the average amount of people that like come to your stream and just stay. Because you can have like 2,000 viewers total, but those people just like pop in and then they leave. And that's not really helping you grow in any way. Now, if you can get all 2,000 of those people to stay, that's how you know you're doing something right. And so the way I try to combat that is by making sure there's no dead air, because I'm planning out things that I might want to say and just things that I'm gonna do. And like you can even pre-plan things to do when you can like feel a moment of like dead air just like coming up. You can kind of like pull something out of your back pocket. So I like that. Yeah, these types of things that like the way that my brain works, or things that I'm thinking about, like I'm not just engineering my stream to look like someone else's. Like I'm engineering it to look the way that I want it to look and what I think would make a perfect stream. Because like here's my whole thing. How are you not gonna want to watch your own streams? Like there are certain things I don't like. I know I don't like dead air. Like after like 10 seconds of dead air, you're giving me nothing, I'm scrolling on to the next person. That's how I think. I have to hold myself to that same standard. Like, baby, let's get rid of the dead air. It's a lot of like engineering you gotta do in your brain when it comes to streams, and some of them are gonna flop, some of them are gonna fail, but you just like you pick yourself back up and you keep going.
Hi, I'm Miracle. I am Shannon's older sister. I am currently a nursing student. I'll graduate in December, which is just a few months from now. What I think about streaming, I think it's cool. I enjoy watching a lot of streamers, Shannyn and her friends. I think that to be able to do that, you just have to have like such an outgoing personality, and Shannyn definitely has that. I think streaming is right up her alley. Currently, what I'm working on in life is just graduating school. I'm ready to be done. So that's kind of my main focus right now. Some things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy working out. I could be more consistent with that, but I like to do it when I can. I like hanging out with my boyfriend, spending time with family, shopping, trying new food. I'm really just a simple girl.
I started gaming when I was 5 years old. My dad had his own business. He's an electrician and he had his own business. And so my mom was working at the hospital. And so me and my sister, we'd be at home with my dad. And sometimes when he had free time, he would play video games. And the first video game I remember him letting us play was this game called Dead or Alive 3, and that is where my gaming addiction started. From there, I would always hang out with my cousins, and my cousins were really big on Call of Duty, and that's where I got hooked on Call of Duty. And then from there, my love for gaming just continued through elementary school, middle school, high school, and I pretty much played any game you could think of. I was big on Minecraft and Call of Duty and Fortnite and GTA. I was like a gamer, like really heavily into gaming. I was also really in love with gymnastics. I did gymnastics as a kid, and I was really good at gymnastics. These are like all of my medals. I have trophies. And these are not all of them. Honestly, I have more of these lying around somewhere. And this was my first place trophy for getting first place in the all around and my first meet ever. I ended up quitting gymnastics pretty early because I grew up in the South, North Carolina, and I was the only black girl on my team. I remember I started off on one level and I had skipped 2 levels due to time conflicts with school, and I got on a team with girls and I was the only black girl, and they made sure that I knew that, you know, like they wouldn't talk to me. I had no friends. They excluded me from literally everything, and just going through that as a child, it sucked the love and the fun out of it for me, so I ended up quitting. I still stayed athletic. I did cheer in high school and stuff. But I don't necessarily, this is like the first time in my life where I feel like I'm doing something where I actually belong, and like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm appreciated for my differences. Just to say that, like, I just never really felt like I fit in anywhere growing up. Like, streaming is really the first time I feel like I have an audience of people that appreciate me for who I am and are not trying to change me. Like I've been friends with people or like people think that like I had all these friends because like I had a lot of acquaintances, but when it came to these friend groups, it was like clear that like I was like the filler friend, or I'm like y'all's friend because you feel like I make you look good, you feel like I match your aesthetic, but like outside of that you don't actually want to be my friend for real. I experienced a lot of that growing up, and I don't know, I'm just kind of tired of that. I'm at the point in my life where I want something real. I want real friends. I want only real people around me, real bitches only. I don't really care to have like the fake stuff in my life, and I feel like I tolerated that for so long because I didn't know who I was, and I felt like I needed to be with these girls or needed to have friends. It's like, now, fuck that. I have real solid people in my corner. It's only like maybe 3 people, but it's still some solid people in my corner.
My name is Bryant. I am an electrician by trade. I'm a licensed electrician. Right now I'm currently a supervisor. I think streaming is a very interesting occupation. It's definitely something that wasn't around when I was coming up. I am proud of this generation for finding new avenues, new ways, creative ways, to be a part of the economy and to make money. I think streaming is at its infancy for women, especially black women, and I look forward to seeing SCJ Plays grow.
So growing up, of course, I gamed and stuff, and I loved YouTube, and on YouTube I would always look for other girls that played video games. I'd watch Call of Duty videos, Fortnite videos, Minecraft videos were my favorites, and when I would look for other girls that were gaming, I was only able to find like 3 or 4, and some of them, they're like the biggest still in the game today, like Pokimane, Valkyrae, SS Sniper Wolf. But and another thing like I noticed when I was a kid was there was no black women. Like there wasn't any. And I mean, you can probably find some today. They're nowhere near as big as like one of the top girls, but I constantly ask myself that question, like, is the world really ready for like a black woman to be like really big in the gaming space, big in the streaming world? Is the world ready for that? Part of me doesn't think so, but part of me also doesn't care, because we deserve to exist, we deserve to take up space, and it's coming. Like, you're gonna have a girl version of Kai Cenat, and she's gonna be black, and if the world can't handle that, then fuck the world. That's how I feel. You're just gonna have to get used to it, you know? There was a time people didn't think women should have rights, and now women have them and we're all good. So, you know, they'll get over it. I'm really not too worried about them. When it came to deciding to leave college, that was not a decision that I wanted to have to make. I loved my friends, the friends that I made there, and it was really, really hard for me to come to the decision to leave school. Obviously, you know, I didn't want to leave my friends. I was having the time of my life. You know, I was a little bit of a wild child. I just wanted to have a good time and experience freedom. But when it was time to come home, I kind of just realized that it was the time. And I didn't just drop out to stream. I was already streaming, and I just happened to realize that school wasn't for me. I originally went to get my degree in computer science, and I was there for 2 years, and leading into my 3rd year, I had it was like everything was just like falling apart for me. I had roommate drama, friendship fallouts, my grades were slipping, my mental health was slipping, I just felt like a failure. Everything that could go wrong was just going wrong. I had issues in my apartment, and everything in me just felt like it was time to come home and give school at least a break. My parents were like, you need to get a job. So I searched on the internet, and at first it seemed like nobody wanted to hire me. I ended up getting this job at a gym for gymnastics and cheer. I loved that job.
All right, I'm ready. Okay.
I had to call them 3 times. Like, I remember I was so adamant about getting that job. I called them 3 times, and I finally got the manager on the phone, and we had like an hour-long conversation, and it was over. I had the job in the bag, and I knew it. I loved working there. I still miss my students. My students there are my pride and joy, and I just like really enjoyed pouring into them, pouring all my knowledge and all my love into them, and just watching them grow and be so confident. It really like just healed me and just brought me so much joy. I really, really loved what I was doing. And I didn't necessarily want to leave. That's another thing that people kind of get wrong about me being full-time. oh, I'm gonna be a full-time streamer. It really broke my heart to leave my job. I just did, because the work environment started to get very toxic, and I kind of knew what time it was.
I literally have just been like crying for the last like 30 minutes because it was just time for me to leave, and it was like one of the hardest things I've like ever had to do. The last thing I wanted to do was leave them, but it just got to a point like where if I don't leave now, I don't respect myself.
And when I have these jobs, it's like I'm punished for being good at my job. Like, with these companies, I don't understand. Like, it's like, what do you want from me? When I'm good at my job, you punish me. When I'm bad at my job, you punish me. It's like you just want me to be a mediocre employee and sit down and shut up and not say anything. And I've never been that kind of person. I just really know like I'm meant for this, because trust me when I say I have tried working 9 to 5s. I've given 9 to 5s my everything. And every single job, it's always an issue. So my friends and I decided to do like the Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader segment, and I think it actually went so well. It was so funny.
The next question is, what is the value of pi up to 2 decimals?
Easy.
10 seconds is all we need.
Let me know when you guys are ready, by the way. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm already ready.
Indeed. So the numbers of pi up to 2 decimal points is 3.14.
I put 2.14.
You know,
The wolf toes.
as a man of math, a man of science, and a man of geology, there's one thing I do know, and it's food. So when you said pie, my instincts kicked in, and I was hungry for the right answer. So of course, the answer is 3.14.
The people in my life are crazy. Like, everybody is just hilarious. And I think like that's another big thing when you're streaming, when you combine a group of people and everybody has good energy and everybody makes each other laugh. Like, laughter and joy is infectious, and that's what people want to see. You cannot get up on a stream and just be like, hey guys, so what should we do today? Nobody wants to see that shit. They want to see personality. They want you to laugh. They want you to enjoy your life, because in a way, they're not necessarily living through you. I mean, some of them are going to live through you, but you know, it is what it is. Like, you need to put on a show. Like, this is a show, put on a show. Like, I think a lot of people are kind of scared to put on a show, and it's like, who are we scared of? We have to actually think about who we're scared of. Haters are going to hate. I get hate occasionally, you know, because like I said, I'm a woman gaming and I'm black, so people just like to hate. But it's just like, you guys are just getting me more engagement. You're making my pockets fatter. You're making me more relevant. It's like a hater is doing everything that a fan would do, basically. They're an undercover fan, because if you don't like somebody, you don't like their content, you're not going to comment on their stuff. You're just going to probably block them or scroll past whatever they're doing. If you take the time out of your day to read paragraphs under my videos, you like me. And you just don't want to admit it. To do something like this, like, the honest truth is you have to have people helping you and supporting you. I didn't have my mom, my sister, and my dad like 100% fully behind me. I would not be able to do this, and I would have quit a long time ago. Because like, when I get down on myself, when I feel like quitting, they encourage me. They're like, you better not quit. You put so much into this, you got this. And it just kind of like recharges me to keep going and keep pursuing this. What makes a really good stream? Like, this is something that people don't really understand, and I kind of consider this to be a gym. But you have to be having fun. A lot of people forget that you have to have fun doing this. Like, when you're streaming and you're miserable and you're not enjoying what you're doing, your viewers can tell. They can tell that your heart's not in it. They can tell you're not really passionate about it. It's like when you're being forced to kiss somebody. You don't actually want to kiss them. You're not actually into it. You're just doing it because you feel like you have to. Like, that's the same thing with the viewers. They know. They know. So it's like, you, number one, make sure you're having fun. This is why I like to like take my time and actually plan things out. And I like to collab with people that I know when I'm with them, I'm gonna be laughing, I'm gonna be giggling, I'm gonna have me a good time with these people. Working, the work never ends. That's another thing about this job people don't realize. You will never stop working. When you work a regular job, you have your hours where you go into work. You have your hours where you come home and you do what you want to do. With this job, it's not that simple. you're always working because you're competing with half the damn world because everybody wants to be a content creator. And in 2025, everybody wants to be a streamer. So you have to have a beast-like work ethic to stay afloat in this game. And when I say stay afloat, I mean to even just find people that are going to support you, because essentially, like, when you really break down what streaming really is, you have to be so entertaining, you have to be so alluring, so charismatic that people want to stay and watch you to the point where they're going to give you $5.99 a month. It's a reoccurring $5.99. Sometimes more than that. I have people that are subscribed to tier 3, which is $22 a month. You have to like me that much to where you're gonna give me $22 a month and you're gonna keep doing it. And you have to convince enough people to do that to where you're making enough to where you can pay your bills and you can get the things you need. And it's not as easy as it looks, and it takes time. I'm on year 3, and shoot, some months we do it, some months we made it. Other months, I'm like, okay, so let me go back to the drawing board and see, what did I do wrong? A lot of people ask me, like, what do I do outside of like streaming, or what do I do outside of gaming? And I hate that question because honestly, I just lay around and be a lazy piece of shit. Like, seriously. I mean, sometimes I might go out to the clubs with my friends when they do drag me out the house. And like, if I had it my way, of course I'd be traveling and I'd be doing all this stuff, but it's like, that's not the world we live in. Okay, like most of the time I'm really just chilling, or I mean, I can try to go somewhere, but I'm in Bumblefuck, North Carolina, and there's really nothing to do besides go to a bar and get drunk. And who wants to do that all the time? After so many times of doing that, it's boring. And if you think that I can afford a bunch of plane tickets to go travel all the time, we're not quite there yet. We're kind of in our starving artist phase. You know, we can afford to pay our bills, okay? We can afford to get our nails done, get our hair done and stuff like that. But you know, outside of that, we gotta save our money. So we're still grinding, we're still in our building phase, and that is just where we are and happen to be.